I'm going to speak about learning from anemic reviews. Anemic for me basically means something that does not have enough iron, right? That's anemia, the lack of iron in your projects or in any particular thing that you do. When it comes to reviews, reviews are basically feedbacks. Now, as Ashish said and we have heard, every agile concept has a feedback loop. And that is one of the most important principles of agile. When you have faster feedback, you actually learn much faster from your customers, which means that you can improve your processes a lot. So what does it mean by being anemic? I'll come to that in some time. Before that, for the next 45 minutes, consider me as your entertainer. Okay? So I'm going to entertain you, which also means that that cannot happen unless I have volunteers. So if you don't volunteer yourself, I will pick you up. So it works in both ways. And consider myself as a magician, and we'll do some magic. For my first trick, do you know what this is? Anyone seen this before?
Stick.
Step.
No, it's a punch.
Punch
Punch machine, okay? For the first trick, it's not actually a punch machine, it's just my personal card holder. That's it. Alright? What I need from the audience is 2 people who will help me do this trick. 2 people. Now, please, if you. Okay, and so, thank you very much. Please use round of applause. Alright, this is what we are going to do. It's a card trick. It's usually done with a deck of cards. Unfortunately, I did not have one, so these are Uno cards, if you know. Okay? And I'm going to ask you guys to shuffle it. Now, usually people shuffle in their own different ways. You go ahead and do it the way you want. Shuffle? You sure? You know, look at it. Come on. Okay, I actually find it much easier to shuffle, okay? All of you, I will have to ask you to get up for some time. You might have to walk around, right? Shuffling these cards are much simpler than actually doing this, you know? Go ahead, pick it up. And you guys, please, if you can, get it back from me, from all the people. It's fine if you don't. Okay, give it here. Once you have collected, give it here. Thank you. Oh, please make sure that it's arranged in one fashion. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, please. Thank you. Cool. Is there more? Just look around if something is fallen around anywhere. Oh, cool. Alright? Any more cards? I'm pretty sure I had. Oh, there are loads of it over there. Come on. Guys, get out. And please make sure that it's arranged in one way. Sure? Okay. Cool, wonderful. Are you sure this is arranged or rather shuffled? I would say. Okay, all arranged. You guys can come and take a look at it. Help me. Shuffle? Cool. Guys, you might have to get up and come over here for 2 minutes, please. I want you guys to stand in one row. Not many people, so it's easier to do it. Just stand in one row. Okay? Come closer, you have to view the cards. Alright? Now, anyone, so if you can you cut the deck in half? Half. Cool, wonderful. Keep it separate so it's easier to manage. Alright. So, could you cut this deck in half? This one. Wonderful. Can you cut this one in half? Wonderful. Right? Now, place this deck on top of this one. Or rather on top of this one. That's much better. I'm still shuffling the cards, alright? Place this deck on top of that. Anyone? Okay? That deck on top of that. Alright? We're going to do this once more. Cut the deck in half. Anyone? Cut the deck in half. Cut that in half as well and that in half as well. Wonderful. Ma'am, if you may, please pick up one card from this deck. Yes, please, just one card. And place it on that. Wonderful. Sir, if you would, please. Take this deck, put it on this. And that deck and put it on this. Wonderful. Is anyone getting what I'm doing? No, right? That's the trick. Next, cut this in half. Okay? Cut this in half. Place one card from here on that. Take that entire deck and put it on top of this. One last move, right? Anyone who has not done it till now? Who has not? Please, cut this in half. Place one card from this, no, place one card from this, on this. Anyone who can come in front? Manju, why don't you come?
Sure.
Turn the first cards of each. Just turn one.
Okay. You want it done?
Yes. Blank card. Blank, wonderful. Next, blank, wonderful. Last one. Thank you very much. You helped me do the trick. Did anyone understand how I did this? Anyone? I don't want to know the trick, okay? I will not tell you the trick as well. I'm a magician. Do you guys understand how I was able to do this? Do you guys understand the preparation behind it? No. Do you guys think these cards were shuffled? They were shuffled? If you think like that, I have fooled you. These cards were not shuffled at all. Magicians use something known as a stack. Okay, a stack is basically a deck of cards that's arranged in some sort of a fashion which helps them do any kind of tricks. This was a stack. Although I threw the cards up in air, you shuffled it, you also did. Trust me, this was a stack. Right?
Then still you follow one typical pattern, right? Divide into half and then placing it one over the other.
Good, yes. Still a part of the stack. A stack is predefined, you can say, strategy that you have to achieve in order to do some magic. In magician terms, stack. Right? Remember the word stack, we'll come back to it during the entire session. Right? Stack. Preparation. Please go back to your seats. Thank you very much. So if you remember the entire process of stack is basically preparation that I'm talking about. I'll tell you guys a small story about one of the projects, okay? And you might have gone through this similar, you can say, experience in one of your projects before. So if you're running Scrum or Kanban or XP, anything, the most important thing that Agile says is short feedback loops. The faster you get feedback from your customer, the sooner you understand what are things that have to be changed, or things that are running fine. If they're running fine, you just take it up, push into production, and you have something that can be quickly converted into a business value. Right? So I did a project a few years back, which was one of the best Agile implementations I have done so far. Very smoothly, we did a Scrum process. We had backlogs, we had planning meetings, we had stand-ups, and all the things that Scrum can basically tell us about. Most importantly, we had a sprint reviews. And a sprint review, you basically have a number of customer representatives who are sitting in a room or sitting in a distributed way. You have your different tools how you can use, GoToMeeting or something like that. And you are demonstrating something that you have developed in the last iteration, last sprint. Right? You guys do it. Everyone who's practicing Scrum, we do it. Every demonstration that we did, we received some feedback from the customers. And we adapted ourselves or our project according to that. It was a very short project. At the end of 6 months, we did our first release. When we did the first release, what do you think happened? We did Scrum, excellent Scrum. We failed miserably. But what do you think happened at the end of 6 months when this product actually went live?
You may have some production.
We may have. We always have production issues, right? Okay, what else?
You're not meeting the application does not meet the objective of the project.
It does not meet the objective of the project. Okay, what else? See, let's be honest. When I say it was a very nice agile implementation,
It has to meet
it needs to meet objective, and it did meet the objectives. Okay? Our BAs did a fantastic job, our developers did a fantastic job, QA was excellent, we had close to 80% automation when it came to testing, everything was perfect. None of our acceptance tests were failing. It still failed.
It might be possible it doesn't conform to the requirements.
Doesn't conform to the requirements. It does. Actually, it did. And that's the reason why during the demonstrations, we actually had a very good feedback from our customers.
Maybe you didn't choose the right set of people for as customers. They didn't have the real view of the end
As
user.
customers, they did not have the real view of the organization. Very valid point. That is a possibility. It did not happen, but that is a possibility. Do you all agree that usually when your projects go live, you run into these problems?
Yes.
Production bugs are going to happen. A number of times you will receive change requests. Suddenly some user will come up and say, यार ये उतना अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है, ये ऐसे होता ना ज़्यादा अच्छा चल रहा है, और अगर मैं प्रोजेक्ट रन कर रहा होता ना और मस्त डेवलपमेंट होता. They could have simply come up and done it before, right? Instead of waiting for the pre-production things or post-production things. So yeah, for us something similar happened. The feedbacks that we received were awesome, but the project still failed and we received a lot of production bugs. And yes, the project was scrapped. We ended up spending around $5 million or something, and the project did not work out. So what do you do when you have spent $5 million of your customers' money and not delivered anything? What is the next thing do you do?
apologize first.
Apologize first. Okay, yeah, please do that. Definitely please do that. But what do you do?
Learn from your mistakes.
Learn from your mistakes. What we actually did is we asked them to pay another $200,000 for actually doing a root cause analysis.
Real business.
Yeah, we are consultants, right? That's what we do. So yes, a root cause analysis is required because, as you said, you have to learn from your mistakes. But for that, you need to identify what was the mistake. So we spent another $200,000 for doing a root cause analysis, and we came to it. We actually identified, it was very close to what you said, ma'am. The customers who were providing us feedback, yes, they were the right identified customers, but at the end of the day, they were customer representatives, not people who are actually going to sit on your systems and actually go, not the end users. They are not the people who are actually going to use the system. Many of them were, but many of them also were bosses of who are actually going to use the system. And that usually happens with all of us, right? If we are having projects and we are doing our reviews, usually who comes with the reviews? Do you have all of your 20,000 employees who are going to use your system during reviews? Do you have that?
No.
Is it feasible? No. But we know that that is a problem. So how do you fix it? And here lies the problem where your feedback loop fails.
So do you mean to say the representation of the end user was the problem?
The representation was correct. Okay? Remember one thing. Your managers or any manager from
I
an
said the
organization.
representation of the end user was wrong.
Yes. We cannot say it was wrong. Okay? A key user or an end user is a person who's going to say sit at a reception and use your software, for example. The person who's managing all of the receptionists around the world, they may be a representative. Does that really prove that the software that is being made with their experience really works for all the receptionists across the world? Can we say that for sure?
No.
Somewhere we'll miss, right? After all, we are humans. Humans are bound to make errors. And these people are humans. Half of the times, our customers don't even understand software development. Because they are not software people. So 3 things that we identified after our root cause analysis. First one, please.
Actually, I'm still surprised they agreed to pay another 20,000 to do root cause analysis.
We were good consultants, actually.
200,000.
Okay? The very first thing that we identified is this. Humans complain first, appreciate later. Anyone who disagrees with this statement? Anyone who disagrees with this statement?
They don't appreciate.
Wonderful. Sorry?
Only
don't
the one can
appreciate.
do other
Sorry?
Only a lover can do other way around.
Only a lover.
Or a psychopath.
If you do it well, it is taken as that was what was expected. And if you don't do it well, they complain.
That's a
But
complaint. You never get like, okay, good work, never happens.
that was expected.
That was expected. We paid you for it, right? Yeah. These are nice. The lover, for the lover, it's always the other. When the lover becomes your wife, it's not. But yeah, that's the truth. If say I purchase a car, and the car was supposed to be delivered next month, and the dealer basically promised that I'll throw in a free music system for you. Okay? The dealer was able to deliver the car to you a month before. Say that happens. Unfortunately, the music system was delayed. Will you appreciate for the faster delivery or will you complain for the late music system? What are you going to do?
You maintain the
You have not even paid for it. Okay? What are you going to do? Complain first. Now, most of the reviews and demonstrations that we have, this is what happens. You have a development team who's demonstrating something, and if something is not working as expected, the reviewers, or rather the key users or customer representatives will say, hey, that's not what we want. We want something else. But never ever, if something is working properly, they will say, okay, that's a fabulous job that you have done, and that is something that we really wanted, and that will help us really do a job much cleaner or much faster. It happens occasionally. Obviously, I have been there, I have heard that, but not most of the times. And that's true. So that's the first observation from our 200,000 root cause analysis. What was the second observation? So please. Introvert users are dormant volcanoes, going to burst when they come across a post-production crisis. Even if you have, and especially in Indian organizations where you have a nice hierarchy of the CEO followed by all the high-level managers and then below that with a sir attitude, if you have that kind of an organization, even if you get the real end users during your demonstrations, they'll hardly speak up if the boss is sitting there. The boss better make you, right? And the same happens in many other situations. If you have a junior employee who has just joined the organization and he's there in that room during the demonstration, he'll hardly speak up. Because he knows that the boss is there to take care of all the things. The boss knows better. That's a general tendency. But when this particular software goes live, the junior is going to use it, not the boss. Then the junior will complain. He'll raise bugs, C-ups, and loss of project. Loads of things. Introvert users, really bad for the project. Right? And the third most important thing that we identified was, if you don't receive any feedback, that does not mean that everything is working properly. If people say that this is not working and you acknowledge that, if people do not say, that does not mean that everything is fine. Alright? If this door opens only one way, and if I'm not complaining that the door is, well, creaking or something, that does not mean that the door is installed properly. As simple as that. So how many of you have actually come across these three problems in your organizations? Show of hands. More than 60%. That's the truth. How do you fix it? Have you ever tried fixing it? Let's put that question first. In Agile, we give a lot of importance to retrospectives. Okay? Because we want to improve our teams. It's our team, it needs to improve. How many times have we actually thought about, should we improve our reviews? Maybe if the reviews are better, maybe if the feedbacks are better, we'll never come across a post-production bug. That will never happen. Have you ever thought of that? During an entire sprint, how many times does a development team interact with the customer?
That should be a release retrospective, right? It can't be a sprint retrospective because maybe you don't
No,
get the
I'm not talking about retrospectives. I'm talking about the review, the feedback, the demonstrations, the step before. not for the team.
But in this case, the example where you said that it failed after it went live,
Yes.
that could be handled as a release
A
retrospective.
release retrospective, absolutely true. That can happen.
Are you talking about CSAT and DSAT we need to focus on?
Sorry?
CSAT, customer satisfaction and dissatisfaction survey, are you trying to focus on?
We'll come to that. Okay, we'll come to that. Customer satisfaction surveys are more from a larger perspective, as in, are you happy with our organization or our teams working with?
No, in respect to the product I'm talking about. Not necessarily I have to just carry out at the end of the day that are you happy with our services?
Yeah.
Are you trying to say that when we are reviewing, we should consider this aspect? The customer.
Rather, go a step further. If you ask a customer, are you happy with whatever has been delivered in this sprint?
What are you unhappy about?
What are you unhappy about? Ask both the things.
Yeah, both the things.
Are you happy about what has been delivered? Are you unhappy about what has been delivered? Does that prove that it is usable? Does that prove that if a customer representative says that I am happy with the demonstration, what does that happy mean? Does that mean that I am happy with the person who presented it? Am I happy with the thing that was demonstrated? Or am I simply happy because there were no crashes in this demonstration? I'm saying go a step further. Rather, when it comes to customer satisfaction, the question that we should be asking is this solving your business problem? Is this helping you on the job? Is this going to make sure that the report that you were receiving late by 2 days every day, you will get it on the first day itself? Be more specific about the questions that you're going to ask your customers. A customer satisfaction survey always misses to do that. Because we always want to say, yes, we are happy, we have 97% happy ratio so that we can get more customers. But the customer satisfaction survey will not help you reduce your production bugs. It's still going to come, right? And I'm not saying that whatever solutions I give after this slide is going to make sure that you get 0 bugs. It's still going to be there, probably much less than what you have been getting right now. Right? So if these 3 problems is what we know, that we complain first, if we don't say anything, that does not mean that we are always happy and everything is fine, and that if people are not speaking up, they will definitely shout after production. So if these are the 3 problems, how do you solve it? Let's go to the first solution. First possible solution that you may have. Next slide, please. Demonstration is for the software team. Usually we say demonstrations are for the customer. They are customer demo here. We have to show them whatever we have done, right? I say otherwise. Why are demonstrations for the customers? Do the customers start working on that software straight away? Does that happen after every sprint? Unless you are deploying to production every sprint. Does that happen? No. Why not? So demonstration is for the customer, for just notifying the customer that something has been done. It's rather much more important to your software development teams. Your teams need to make sure that whatever they have created is worth some value to your business. So if this is the point when I'm saying that demonstrations are extremely useful for your development teams, what should the development teams do? Now all the development teams, especially in Scrum during the review meetings, before that they'll have a 1 to 2 hour demo preparation, right? All of us do that. What do we decide during the demo preparation? What are the things that will be demonstrated? Sequence of the demonstration? Anything else?
Where not to touch, which is broken. First
What is not working? Let's not demonstrate that.
Exactly.
And who demonstrates what? All of those things, right? To answer your question, sir, the one that you asked me before, go a step further. Ask your development team to prepare specific questions that you want to be asked to your customer representatives. Alright? Ask your customer representative, okay, if this person clicks on this particular button and we describe a final value to you, is that sufficient? Is that all you require? Do you need the intermediate calculation? Are you sure that your receptionist will be happy when she sees a jazzy new interface in front of her face? A number of times the customer representatives will not have the answers, which is perfectly all right. It's an agile team. Your customers are part of your team. Please ask your representatives to go and get the answers. Get the answers from them. Yes, ma'am.
But why would you want to wait till the actual demo to ask those questions? Because these kind of questions would click you while you are actually developing that, okay, am I doing, is this sufficient? What level of validations I'm adding to a particular field, is this sufficient or not? So as soon as I complete my development, because the whole point of Agile is that you are in close
contact with your
between
customer.
your product owner and your developer.
Exactly.
Right? So you should be actually asking those questions when you really develop that item.
Very, very good point and a valid point. Okay. As an agile team, your responsibility is to be as close to your customer as possible. Who's the closest customer representative that we have?
Product
Yes.
owner.
Product owner.
Product.
Is your software made only for the product owner?
But the product owner should be going
The
back.
product owner should be going back, agreed. But do you think that the product owner has all the necessary information at any point of time? And I do agree with your point. Your point is very valid. We shouldn't wait till the end of the sprint to actually start asking questions with the customer representatives. You have the product owner with you, right? Ask the product owner as soon as you have a question. Let the product owner go and hunt for answers. But having said that, your reviews is still a very excellent place where you have all the representatives with you. You know the chain of communication, right? The number of nodes that you have in the middle, something gets lost. The moment you have your customer representatives in front of you and you can speak with them face to face, that's much faster, much efficient. Okay?
But is it practical every time to have your customer face to face if you are working?
During your demos, you have your stakeholders, right? In the demo. I'm
No,
talking about those
actually,
things.
typically what happens, I'm not sure about how other teams do it, but
Mhm.
even during the demo, we only give the demo to the product owners because the product owners think that if we give to the end users, we might end up talking a little too technical for them. So we give a demo to the product owners, and then the product owners in turn talk to the various end users or SMEs or whatever. So it again has to go through nodes, as you mentioned.
Okay. So I'm perfectly fine if that is how it works on your project, and if it works for you, if it's helping you, that's brilliant. Okay? From a theoretical point of view, what Scrum says is during the demos, invite the organization. Okay? Or invite everyone possible who's going to help or create or use your particular project. That's the rule. Okay? Whether you can accommodate them or not, due to limitations technically or by location, or because, as you said, that there are product owners who want to take that responsibility, everything is fine. But at the end of the day, if you are doing your demo preparations, make sure, let's make one thing clear. Do your developers create these questions during your review meetings? As of now, do they? They do? Wonderful. If they don't, do you think it will help if they do? Yes? So yeah, don't wait for the demos, I'm perfectly fine with it. But if you're waiting till the demos and if you're sure that your end users, your customer representatives, your stakeholders are going to be there in one room, make sure that your software development teams are preparing specific questions, and not just satisfaction questions, okay? Specific questions of making sure that what is being demonstrated is helping them do their job better. Right? So that's one. The next thing that you can do is usability and user testing. Now make sure that when I say usability testing or user testing, both of these are different. I'm not talking about UAT over here. Alright? What is usability testing?
How convenient is it for an end user to use your application?
How convenient is it for the end user to use the system? What's the benefit of doing usability testing making the system more usable? Yes, obviously. Are there any other benefits?
It makes the development team think more in terms of what exactly is needed other than this machine functionality.
It helps your development team think more